guys, welcome to the hanging planter workshop. So first and foremost, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab your wood and you're going to want to get it all painted and get everything good to go there and let that dry. That'll be your very first step. So you have options when you paint it. If you want to paint it all one color, you will have the double colors in your workshop. So if you want to do the two-toned, that is completely up to you, but that will be your first step, is getting that painted and getting that ready to go. So then once you are completed with that, you're going to want to grab your glue gun for this part, and you're going to want to get that plugged in so it's going to be ready to go when you need it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to thread the string through the top of our planter. So I'm going to use, just like you want to grab something that you're going to be able to thread it with, I'm just going to use the end of this paintbrush. I've already got one in there, but you're going to want to actually thread both of them. So just grab your thread. I always make a little loop with it, and then I try to get in the middle of the loop and then just push that through. It's going to take just a little bit of convincing. I did this a couple times to, sometimes you just got to reposition. I did this a couple times just to make sure I know what size I want the hole to be. And I have increased the hole size a couple times, so you're welcome, guys. The string is just kind of thick, so it just takes a little convincing to get through there. And of course, because I'm doing this video, it's just going to be a pain in my butt. I promise you it's not this hard. Plus, I've done it 3 times now, and it's been no issues. I used to hate threading needles when I was little. It was like literally the bane of my existence. Like when I would sew stuff, I got really into sewing when I was little for a little bit. Hated it. And this is what this reminds me of. Threading needles. Oh, I think there we go. There we go. See, it wasn't really that hard. It was just wanting to hate on me. All right, so then what you want to do is just, I don't know if you guys can see this. Yep, you can. Just even out your strings at top. We're not going to tie them quite yet because this is the part where we're going to go and glue our jar on. So this is going to be a lot easier for you to do standing up versus like laying down. But if I stand this up, you're not going to be able to see it. So I'm going to try my very best to do this standing or laying down so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to put that string around there. I put it underneath the bottom lip. You see how there's 2 lips? I'm going to tuck it right underneath there. And I'm actually going to put some glue on there. So grab your hot glue gun. This is where it's going to come in handy. And I looked at a couple different ways to attach this. So, I mean, if you are super into like macrame and stuff and like rope work and you want to attach this a different way, feel free. There's some cute ways you can tie this together. But the thing about my workshops is I try to make them inclusive for everybody, everyone's crafting level, and some of these like rope work ones was just far too advanced. I didn't want to confuse everybody. So feel free, if you want to do something different, go to YouTube. There's a ton of different stuff on there, how to tie this cute little ways. But like I said, today we're just going to keep it with the basics just because I want to make sure everybody has the opportunity to be able to complete this and feel like they did an awesome job. All right, so once you got that done, what you're going to want to do is, because we're going to want this hanging kind of like this, right? So we're going to want to cross it in the back like that. And I'm actually going to throw some glue back there. Like I said, this is probably a lot easier to do standing up, but if I stand this up, you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing. And then as always, remember, hot glue is what? It is hot. So use the tip of your scissors, use something else. Don't squish your finger into it. Hot glue comes right off of stuff, so there's no need to be gluing our hands to this. All right, so once that's done, you're gonna kind of want to just play with it a little, look at where that's gonna be. And then once you get that idea, you're just gonna go, I'm gonna hold it like this. And then I'm just gonna glue it here. And then remember, you can peel hot glue off later. So if it's looking weird on your jar, or you've got a little extra too much, or it's runny, don't worry about it, because you can come back later and pick whatever you need off. But I'm just gonna make sure it's pretty well secured, because this is basically what's gonna be holding this up. So we want to make sure that she's real good and secured. Gluing my scissors to the string now. There we go. Okay. Let's see, we've got some glue on here. Things are getting a little cray-cray. All right. So I've got one side done. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna work on this side. And if it's not perfect, guys, it's okay. We can adjust the strings on the top too. I'm running out of glue. Always at the worst possible moment. All right. So once you've got that done, you just want to give it a couple minutes to really adhere and for that glue to dry. Get some of these extra strands off of here. Probably take my sticker off, huh? My price tag on the bottom. Maybe. All right, that is not beautiful, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now. All right, so it looks like this is mostly holding now. All right, so the next part what you're gonna do is yours is probably already standing up. If you're working with it down, you're gonna want to tilt it up. I'm gonna do that here in a second, so obviously that's gonna be harder for you guys to see what I'm doing, but kind of what I'm gonna be doing is this is the point where I'm gonna start deciding, you know, where I want, like what level do I want and how is this hanging. So, you know, do you want it closer to the bottom? See if I can move you guys here to actually see this better. It's magic, guys. It is magic. Try my best here. All right, so this is where you're gonna kind of get an idea of how you want this to hang. Like, do you want one up higher? Do you like, what do you need to do here to get this to work? Like I said, I'm doing this with you guys in front of me here, so this is gonna be interesting. And even if you go to do it and you're like, wow, that's kind of crooked, I want this one moved back, you can always peel that glue off and then just move it back, right? So once you kind of have an idea of where you want it to hang, that is when you will tie. There we go. Oh, sorry guys. This is kind of a crazy video today, and I apologize, we're all over the place here. But that's when you're gonna go ahead and start tying your knot on the top. You're gonna wanna just make sure your knot is big enough that it's not gonna go through the hole, right? We don't need any catastrophes. And then obviously once you get done with that, you can trim it. If you like the visual with the strands out, you can leave it. It's all good. So mine is kind of hanging funky here. Push it down here. Okay. So remember, you're going to have some weight to it because you're going to have a plant. You're going to have these little doodaddies in there. So once you've got it ready, you can go ahead and throw these in there. And this is going to be a good test because if it's going to fall, it's going to fall once you put these in there. Okay, so then you've got that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to grab the soil that's in your kit. And this is the point where you're going to put some soil in. You want to get a good layer. Then you can actually transplant your succulent. I didn't bring any soil in here right now, so I'm not going to be able to show you guys this part. But then you'll just be able to transplant your little succulent guy right on in there. You want to just make sure that there's a good base layer of soil above the rocks. Then put him on there and then make sure you fill in soil around him so that he's looking super cute and super happy. If you've ever had succulents in the past, kind of know that they are pretty resilient little dudes. You probably want to water them at least just once a week, if that. I always check the soil to see if it's wet or not. They really don't like to be sopping wet. They very, very, very dry soil. So just make sure you're cognizant of that. Don't overwater or you will not be happy. You'll have very unhappy succulents. So all right, well, there you go, guys. That is that. Simple as that. Make sure you take pictures of your finished product. You throw them up online so that I can see them. I love to see everybody's creativity, especially if you do something different with your rope. Like I said, if you are a super talented person with like macrame and you do something cute with this, please show me so I can see what you're doing. Thanks, guys.